Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Pranam. Naam. Pranam, Pranam, Pranam. What is to be shared today?
Fix the mind on the sound.
Fix the mind on the sound.
Right.
That would be the relatively easier method for us. First of all, it can be the deity of our heart. And then slowly try to feel that the same deity in everybody. If that is not possible, concentrate upon the sound. So, one deity means another deity will come. Then we may feel whether we have ignored this deity or that deity. So, the best way is to concentrate upon the sound. Shabda Brahman, he Brahman. So that he mentions it as Shabda Brahman. So that is also Brahman. So we have been asked to concentrate on the sound. Papa is a highly democrat. So he gives us the freedom. Whatever he has tried and tested, that he is placing before us, we have to choose based upon our equipment, based upon our taste, temperament, aptitude. So these are pure personal. Nobody can go along with the instruction of another. But they are necessary to guide us to some extent. So after that we try to pursue in our own way. So the whole thing started from 25th July, when we were intensely remembering about the Mahasamadhi day of beloved Papa. So at that time, we were also going through the message given to us by Puja Swamiji in 1993, where he brought out this very cardinal question, very important, vital question, that when we start worshipping the form of our Guru, no doubt it inspires, but also we should know the Nirakara aspect. Then we were led to Puja Mataji's explanation about who is Papa. So she said Nirguna Nirakar. So how to concentrate upon the Nirguna Nirakar? Our mind is always, think in terms of names and forms. So to suddenly think about nameless, formless, it's a tough job. So then, okay, when we say Papa, we can bring that form if we are comfortable. And later on, that's a stepping stone. That is the word Papa used. That is the stepping stone through which we can do that. And again, when another devotee asked, Papa answered that it is better you concentrate on the sound. So we try to stretch the mantra slowly. He also said slowly. What we have been accustomed is our usual tune, Every day we bring out different tunes. And naturally the mind joins the tune. Because of its attuning with the tune, it gets relatively some joy. But as soon as the chanting is over, we are back to square one. So then Papa says the next step is that had done its job. The next step is to concentrate on the sound, so that the sound comes from the soundlessness. We will slowly realize that the sound that we hear comes from the soundlessness. His own words are there. The sound that you hear is what comes out of that infinite silence. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound produced by it, and through the sound, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. So the sound must possess us. The sound is the first movement of the motionless. The static reality within us first expresses in the form of sound. Go on repeating the name continuously without any break. The method of approach through sound has been found to be the easiest. As soon as the mind is absorbed in it, we rise higher into a state of superconsciousness where there is absolute soundlessness. The sound that you hear is what comes out of that infinite silence. When we repeat the mantra aloud, we tune ourselves to the sound produced by it, and through the sound, we enter into the perfect stillness within us. So the sound must possess us. The sound is the first movement of the motionless. Anything more? Ah.
In the last page, in the page 256 of volume 1,
250.
one experience.
Ah.
One who has realized the truth cannot express what it is. Buddha has said among only nirvana, and that too is not explained.
Ah.
All-pervading, formless, pure calm, these are mere words. They convey nothing in you.
It can't be explained. That's all.
If you are asked to describe what is moksha or jnana, you keep quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet. If you say anything about it,
Yeah.
it is not that.
Yeah.
Because it is beyond that an expression.
Yes.
Therefore, Mauna is Brahman.
Yes.
If one simply quotes slokas from books, it shows one is still in the intellectual stage. Those who have gone beyond it will really keep silent. If asked what Brahman is.
Take.
So silence is Brahman.
So today what do we deal with?
In that, what is meant by Nirvana, Buddha says, and
Eh?
he has not explained it.
He's reading from the book.
I know. Anyway, now it is clear, now it is clear. Now it is clear, it is beyond words.
Yes.
So no use of then thinking about it, we have to try.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's all. Yes, what is to be shared, you can tell us.
Swamiji,
What is to be shared, you can tell us.
the point of one
1 minute, 1 minute. Somebody is bringing.
Tour, whatever satsangs have happened, from that we will take one satsang we would have finished with that. Anandashram is over. Next year net is there soon.
Daily routine, no?
Daily routine is over.
Where did we talk? Where did we talk?
London.
Okay. During our recent trip, I think the first topic that we took up in London was the ideal of the ashram. Mantropadesh, Mantra Diksha was also taken.
Ideal. Both you
Then ideal of the ashram was elaborately touched upon so that, we should be reminded. Many of us who are the inmates here, many of the visiting devotees, they are not aware of the ideal of the ashram spelled out by Pirava Papa. So when we started reading that message given to us on 15th May 1931, we were able to unearth 4 important points. First, expansion in the form of universal love and service. Then go to the source of all our sources by the word, vision of divinity. Then we should try, not merely hearing and going, then only the mutual love and service that can be known, that can be experienced by us when we are in ashram. Then we should not forget that the Lord is our help always. And finally, this should become the home of love and bliss. And then we go to the daily routine that is going on in the ashram. Right from morning 5 o'clock, Puja Mataji has brought out so many items for enabling the devotees, both the inmates as well as the visiting devotees, to slowly associate themselves with the core of our being, the spirit behind everything. So the first one is Vishnu Sahasranam. Though ashram has no idol worship, normally Vishnu Sahasranam, the moment we say Vishnu Sahasranam, the image of Lord Vishnu comes before us, and then we start reciting, concentrating upon that. That aspect is not here in the ashram. But at the same time, when we feel that this was introduced to us because we will try to remember him through chanting 1,000 names, so that at least one name we will be able to go through it. Even the initial shlokas of Vishnu Sahasranam, those are all helpful in our inward journey. But there is shloka there, and there is glorification of the Lord is there. As we step into the glorification, we will find that it tries to expand our mind from the limited to the unlimited. Tomorrow, if time permits, we will try to... Tomorrow, Sunday. Day after tomorrow, we will try to bring some of the archanas and then try to find out how does it help to remember him, because it is connected with our daily life. For example, in one of the shlokas, there are so many, but one we are just quoting, so that those who are well-versed in it, they may be able to dwell upon it. Artha, vishanna, shithilashcha bheetha, Ghoreshu cha vyadhishu varthamana, Sankeertha Narayana sabdamaatram Vimukta dukha sukhino bhavanthu. So here, then Artha, vishanna, shithilashcha bheetha, those who are running with fear, those who are suffering, those who are passing through severe strain, those who are passing through the insurmountable hurdles, those who have got disease, for all of them, Narayana, the Narayana sabdamaatram. So many a time we have shared one anecdote that had happened in Guruvayoor. One person was having severe stomachache, severest stomachache. He could not find any medicine, and at the same time, he was becoming restless, miserable. So when he tried everything, somebody told him, you go to Guruvayoor, you will get some relief. So with that background, he came to Guruvayoor. he met a senior devotee, very senior, we forgot his name. And then he used to have regular, like Papa talking to Ram. He had established a wonderful relationship with Guruvayoorappan, the Lord. And so he closed his eye. When this person came and presented before him, everybody said, you go to him. So he closed his eyes and had a communication with Guruvayoorappan. So Guruvayoorappan told him that is the karma, he is working it out. So there can't be any other answer for this. So he opened his eyes and he was reluctant to share it in the same way because he did not want him to get depressed over it. So he said, yes, when God has given us a body is always subject to diseases. So we will try at the same time, we should know that it is He who is making us to pass through. With a heavy heart, this person lost all hopes and he was returning. Suddenly he saw another devotee, mother devotee, who immediately looked at him and asked, what is biting you? So he said, this is the problem. I came with all hope, but now I have been told that there is no medicine. She said, who said, come here. She took him to the chief pujari and got the rice nevedyam and gave 3 or 4 grains and said, you say Achuta, Ananda, Govinda. And with full faith you take, you will get over. 21 days you have to take. The way in which she said, and that motherly, all-enveloping love expressed in her face, made him to develop the faith. So he took it. Normally he cannot even put 1 grain, but on that day he took 2 or 3 or 4 grains and he stayed in a chow tree. In good old days there was a chow tree there. Even when we started going there, it was there. I don't know whether now it is there. So we don't have to take room. We have our bath in the temple tank, and then they will give us one rupee or something, and we pay. They will give us a mat and a locker. We keep it in the locker, our belongings, and use the mat and lie down and attend our programs. So like that, he was also doing it. He had nothing to keep, so he was given a mat and then he lied down. Next day again, he got up, went there and stood there. Pain was there. But again, this lady caught him, took him to the Shanti and gave him that prasad. Like that, he was taking it. God was also working him through faith. After 5 or 6 days, slowly the pain started coming down. And in another 10 or 15 days, the entire pain went. And on the 21st day, when he was completely free, mother said, you can go now. So the person was totally free from the stomach pain. So as he was doing the pradakshina, he saw the first Bhakthottama, who closed his eyes, had a dialogue with Guruvayoor. Why you are still here? He said, yes. You told me it is not possible, but Guruvayoorappan treated and made me all right. What did you do? I did like this. So he immediately closed his eyes. Again he had a dialogue with Guruvayoorappan. When I asked you about this person who was suffering, you said that it is his karma that is working out. But again, through another devotee, when he went, you gave this. It does not befit you to do that. Why are you doing like this? You could have done that as soon as he came to me and when I asked you. Then Lord smilingly replied, in your case, you asked me. In the other devotee's case, she did not ask. She was relying on my assurance. What was my assurance? Achuta, Ananda, Govinda, Namocharana Veshajat, Nashyande Sagalan Rogan, Satyam Satyam Vadam. He repeated that word, I promise you, this is truth. Those who take the medicine with this Achuta, Ananda, Govinda, that means with the name, I assure you they will be freed. Okay, that the lady devotee had the 100% faith, she did not consult Guruvayoorappan. So based upon that faith she gave, got cured. So like that, it shows how to develop faith. So the Vishnu Sahasranama, when we keep on telling, there may be, so Artha, vishanna, shithilashcha, bheetha. That is why we remembered. Ghoreshu cha vyadhishu varthamana. So when Sankeertha Narayana sabdamaatram Vimukta dukha sukhino. So there are so many such slogas. In our case, we only read it. We don't have that faith, unshakable faith. That is why we seek other remedies. But in his case, he had the faith in the lady. The lady had the faith, the lady devotee. The lady devotee had the faith in Bhagavan's words. So when we start chanting, every shloka, every offering, it should try to instill this faith in us. Though Papa has been drilling into our mind, hammering it with all his force, that Nama is the panacea for everything, still, though we call ourselves as devotees, though we have been doing Ram Nam, whenever any problem comes, we seek not from the name, neither from the name or the Nami, but from outside. Because we have not developed that faith. Probably that must have been the reason why Mataji introduced the first item in ashram as Vishnu Sahasranam. It is also linking ourselves with the cosmic world, this Virada Swarup, Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkara. The Vishwam itself is his own forms. So like that, when we keep on at least a few of the mantras, archanas, Sahasranama, when we try to delve deep, it gives us some point, not that 1008 we have to go through the meaning. But some mantra, something will definitely touch and kindle in us. And with that we try to develop this faith. So that is the first item. This is what we feel, no? Because nowhere it is mentioned anything about it. So when we started coming here and we used to attend this 5 o'clock session, because previously, prior to coming also, our grandfather used to make it a point to make us repeat this Vishnu Sahasranam. At that time, it was an imposed one. For his sake, we used to chant. Otherwise, he will say, "Come on, sit down here." Then we have to repeat, and we have to repeat in the way in which it should be repeated. That is why even what we learned in our 5th year or 6th year, that that speed, that rhythm, meter, everything is intact. Artha, vishanna, shithilashcha, bheetha. This way we have to repeat. Artha, vishanna, shithilashcha, bheetha. Immediately he will come and Ghoreshu. Now we understand. By that, at that time we were not able to understand anything about it. Later on, when we split this, and when we chant this, and when we started associating with that thought, slowly, though we don't know anything about Sanskrit, it became somewhat clearer to us. And when we go to Guruvayoor also, we will find this. Of course, there also this Narayana Japa is given topmost priority. Many people go there with this vow, Narayana Japa. It goes on. Nowadays we don't know. Previously, many people take 21 days, 41 days Vrata and go there. A simple Naivedya will be given to the participants, and they will all close their eyes. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Like that it will be go on, so that the mind has no time to go out. The fence is so perfect, excepting that whenever you feel the breathing needs a break, you will come back. But it will be thrilling. Thrilling means thrilling. So these are all the things which we remember when we remember about the Vishnu Sahasranam. Some of the shlokas, some of the, what do you call that, Archana, namas, we will take it up tomorrow, day after tomorrow, because we need a book. And then from there, the next one is the solo Ramnam. Solo Ramnam, we try to understand why Mataji introduced solo Ramnam. Because solo Ramnam, it could be, we are first training, early morning, the mind is fresh. One person will be chanting in the bhajan hall. If anybody wants to go there, they sit. They close their eyes and start hearing this. So the mental chanting is in a subtle way encouraged during our solo Ramnam chanting. When the chanter chants it, we go along with it. So that means along with the vocal sound, our mental chanting goes on. That means training our mind to chant without bringing the sound out. With that background, when you go, it will be very thrilling. But normally people will not be up by that time. Or people who are in the ashram, they have got different types of seva, so they are not in a position to spend their time. But there could be any other interpretation, but this is how we look at it. This is an efficient method by which the mind is trained to chant without bringing out the sound. And then afterwards, Guru Stuti. The role of the Guru in our spiritual life is vital. Because until we come in contact with a Guru, we are directionless, clueless. Because it is when we go to the Guru, he tells about God, the inner Guru, and the indwelling reality God. If we have not come across, as per the tradition, we will try to feel the God dimension whenever we go to any place of worship. Not that it is bad. When we go to a temple, we not satisfying anybody, to satisfy ourselves. So we have our own types of worship there. We go there, have the darshan there. Suppose we want to, mostly 99% we go there for our worldly problems, worldly requirements. This is how God pulls us there. Straight away nobody says, I want God. So you will find a chart in the temple. Such other things, so for example, birthday, I want to have my long life, So Ayushya Homam. Like that, so many things. There will be a board, there will be a fixed charge, and then we do that. When we come back, we have a satisfaction, we have done that, but at the same time, we leave the deity there. It has not helped us to know that he is within. Only when I get in touch with a Guru, because I am a human being, I need the guidance from a human being. So the relevance of Guru is vital in spiritual progress. So that is why in the morning, immediately after the solo Ramnam, Guru Stuti is introduced. The only problem is it is all in Kannada. But later on we translated it. So it will give us some idea. We can develop our own idea. Before we start Guru Sthiti, there are some common, what do you call it, mantras. Akanda Mandalagaram, Brahmanandam, Mantra Moolam, no? Eh? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. And then all these things will help us. So by this, we are remembering the spiritual preceptor who gave some clarity to us about the indwelling and all-pervading God and Guru. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದರೆ So in so many ways it has been brought to our knowledge. All these things, if we take it as a routine, at that particular time we may be a little joyous, but after that it doesn't leave any deep dent. So it is better to understand why it has been introduced. So first Vishnu Sahasranam, 1008 names. We try to connect up with it. We try to develop faith in the Nama, followed by solo Ramnam, where we try to get initiated into the mental process, mental chanting process. And then we try to remember the relevance or importance of Guru in our life. And when that goes on, chorus chanting. People start coming and then they try to chant. It will be wonderful in the ashram because no other disturbance is there. Somebody will be leading it, others will be joining it. So this is the rehearsal that is going on. It may be a chanting session, doesn't matter. So slowly we try to understand. We are chanting the name. We try to, after 2 or 3 days when we come here, when nobody is there to guide us, we simply ask ourselves, it is nice to hear, but is that all, or we should know more? Then we come to know the various facets of the Japa Yajna. And initially, chorus Ramnam is the must. Because we have no taste. We have not done it so far. So when we sit, when somebody chants and when we join, and we find a taste with a beautiful tune, all in the same voice, and the atmosphere is so pleasant, ambience is very nice. So we are introduced to the holy and all-powerful Ramnam through chorus chanting. And by about 7:15 then, previous day, a set of devotees, they prepare the garland while chanting Ramnam. So this is the one which I am going to offer to the Guru. So with that bhavana, we take the flower, and even while standing, chanting will be going on. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are within the confines of Nama, remembrance. Even if we forget for 15 minutes, at least 1 minute we will remember. So this Nama chanting and flower offering period will be always, very, very inspiring for those who are approaching it with that right frame of mind. And another thing that we observe is, without anybody telling, there will be an orderliness. And when we enter into the room where the photos of our masters are there, we offer it with all our gratitude, reverence. So our reverence to them is daily repeated. They are padukas, though it may be in marble. We are not seeing it as a marble paduka. We see them before their physical form. We try to bring it before us. And through this form, you introduced us to the higher principle. Though we have not made much progress, but still we are indebted to you. Because if you have not done it, we would not have been able to understand. So many dimensions everybody can bring in. It's our symbolic expression of our reverence, faith, devotion to our gurus. And then afterwards everybody goes for breakfast. Previously children used to come by this time. After the corona that has been stopped, children used to have Ram there. And then after they go, we have Shivanam, Arunachala, on certain days Lalita Sahasranam, Aksharamanamala. Aksharamanamala is the composition by Bhagavan Ramana in Tamil. So here you find, unless I take pain, I will not be able to connect myself. Guru Stuti was in Kannada. Aksharamanamala is in Tamil. Lalita Sahasranamam and Vishnu Sahasranamam means Sanskrit. No? So one day we start thinking, we don't know these languages. So the two options are there, either we skip or try to learn something from it. Think about it. And then by 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30, there is a bhajan session. Whatever said and done, we get elated by attending the bhajan. Though our attending the bhajan and rendering the bhajan would not have helped us in moving towards him who is seated within. Some bhajan might touch us. Some singer who is rendering the bhajan, if he is in a position to get that ecstatic feeling, it will have its tremendous impact. Somebody will be concentrating on the lyrics. Somebody will be concentrating on the tune. Bhajan is an avial, no? It's a mixture where you can get yourself connected to any of these. Because music is a wonderful medium through which devotion can be developed further and further. Because many of the compositions have come out from Bhakthottamas who have had that experience. Whether it is Tyaga Brahmam, whether it is Purandradas, whether it is Kanakadas, whether it is Muthuswami Dikshitar, whether it is Swadi Tirunal, whether it is Mirabai, whether it is Uthukad, Venkata Subbaya, anybody, So but if we should develop something. So that is why bhajans are introduced in different languages, so that we may get connected with it, and a proper ambience. The devotion is definitely touched, especially when they are rendered in some ragas to which you have got affinity. And namavalis are also there. That will also charge. When it is rendered by people who have been doing it professionally, it will be wonderful. They will all take us, at least for a short time, to a higher realm. And then the most important part comes by 11:30. 11:30 to 12:15, we have an exclusive Ram session. You have all attended this, so no need to mention. Here, Mataji wanted us to put it into practice. In whatever way you want. You want to close your eyes, hear the sound? Yes. My mind will go here and there. So I will keep on chanting. Okay. So oral chanting, somebody is leading. Mental chanting, you completely do. When your turn comes, you oral chanting. Then when the person who leads, you do mental chanting. Some device. I don't want to. I want to enjoy the silence behind it. Just be a witness and hear. Both somebody is reading, others are chanting, but still you can get a glimpse. When the mind goes out, join with them. So this 45 minutes Ramnam offers us a wonderful opportunity to train our mind to go along with the name. Every now and then, whatever we have read about Nama by Papa, we try to remember that, so that the right background is kept. All these things are to remember him. Later on, when you take part in the ashram routine, one fine morning we will ask, so what, so what, so what? That is why satsang is arranged. Reading session was there previously. Now satsang sessions are there. Okay, then from there, arati. Before that, prayer. The prayer is also brought out, especially the two prayer, Papa's universal prayer. Prayer for world peace. In prayer for world peace, we are trying to, the jnana part is there, and bhakti is also there. There we are trying to understand, how close he is. Eye of the eye, like that, everything is repeated there. Initially I may be doing it mechanically, but one day I will start thinking about it. What is it that makes me to see? What is it that makes me to hear? What is it that makes me to think? What is it that makes the heart to beat? So that prayer helps us. And universal prayer, every day, unknowingly or knowingly, we are committing ourselves that we want to surrender entirely to you. You are trying to talk to yourself and trying to ensure that whatever,
Fitting offering.
whatever, be a fitting offering, whatever I do. So it is not that simply reading it. We are making a solemn commitment to Papa, our Guru, every day religiously. Initially we may not go along with it, but one day we feel guilty. Am I ensuring? And then try. O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world. So whenever something happens, we remember He is also the Destroyer. Not only He is the Creator, not only He is the Protector, but He is also the Destroyer. That part we conveniently, normally, we skip. Because whatever we petition, whatever we want, we only want that. We will not accept. Suppose somebody dies, somebody loses, somebody is passing through severe stress. We don't immediately bring God's picture. We feel affected. But though we are chanting it every day. Nashakarta. You are behind the dissolution. You are behind my birth. You are behind my death. You are behind my earning. You are behind my losing. You are behind my getting praise and appreciation. You are behind my getting insulted and obligation. It's like that, no? So these, as we keep on chanting it, though initially we may not know, later on slowly, when we apply our mind seriously on it, we will start recognizing that behind and beneath everything, He is there, He is there. And every act of mine, every thought of mine, every word of mine is a dedication to Him. I again forget, next day I am reminded. Again I forget, next day I am reminded. At least in one or two I will start remembering. So the prayer is wonderful. And the last one in Papa's prayer is make me thine and thine only. Huh. So this is, are we, do we mean that? Immediately after that, we are to ourselves. But we have been religiously telling for all these 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, that make me thine and thine only. And we keep anything up with us. We are not handing over to him, to make me thine and thine only. Though I have been telling Papa, I have not given you anything. I have not handed over anything to you. Please make me to hand over. I am unable to hand over myself to you. So every day, suppose you think about this universal prayer, that itself is enough. Nothing else is needed. So after that, then the beautiful Arati. Lighting the Arati. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Light, symbolically stands for awareness, knowledge. I am unaware of your presence. I may be outwardly doing all these things, but still I am unaware of your presence. Kindly enlighten me. There are so many, in so many ashrams or temples, there are so many rituals connected with Arati. And so many mantras are there. They all throw light on these words. So Arati and the camphor. Camphor stands for sublimating. Where the wick stands for touching and kindling. The awareness aspect, the knowledge aspect, the wisdom aspect, which is called the light. And the Karpur Arati, in Karpur Arati, along with that, another beautiful thing, after the Arati is over, we will not find anything there. Nothing will be there. That means I must offer, the sense of individuality offers and becomes one with that means the sense of individuality is effaced totally. It is not possible for any of us. But at least intellectually we try to understand this symbolizes. After giving the fragrance to everybody, the sense of individuality reduces itself into zero, sublimating. And then follows, before that again we will chant the universal prayer in Marathi. To be very frank with you, for 10 or 15 years we were thinking it is part of the Arati. Because it is in Marathi, we don't know Prabhu Vishwanatha. When we went to, what is that place? Yavali. On that day, we reached there, we must have reached there by evening. Yeah. Evening or evening? It was winter. Big Pandar is there. The Guru there, what is he called? Arun Kaka, at about 10, you can just imagine 10:30 in the night. Big crowd. He also asked us to come and sit with him. And then he started Prabhu Vishwanatha. It will be difficult for you to believe these words. But 3 hours or 2.5 to 3 or 3.5 hours, he was only concentrating on this word, Prabhu Vishwanatha. So Sri Krishna ji was also with us, who is well versed in Marathi. So we asked him, what is he telling? Then he told us about our universal prayer, Papas. So then we came to know that Prabhu Vishwanatha we chant here is nothing but the, because we have no idea about this Marathi language there. So that means Mataji introduced this Prabhu Vishwanatha. Somebody was kind enough to translate into Marathi, set it into this beautiful tune, different tunes, you know? Or same tune. Different tunes. It has also got a, what do you call, something it will attract our attention. We may not know the meaning. But later on when we came to know that it is the translation of O Lord of the Universe, then we also started enjoying it. And after this, the Arati, and Mataji has also prescribed various Arati bhajan, where also we try to bring in the impersonal aspect and the personal aspect. And afterward, the pradakshina starts. Danya Danyaho. It will be very nice we do pradakshina. Pradakshina is our tradition. No? In Hindu tradition is to do pradakshina to the deity or to the guru. And I am blessed, Danya Danyaho pradakshina Sadguru Rayasi. So that we keep on. Then later on we could understand that many of those renderings were taken from Manache Shloka of Samartha Swami Ramdas. And in that, the final is that, that is the crucial. Wherever I see, Jajya Stali He Manajaya, wherever I see, whoever I see, I am seeing you only. Wherever I place my head, it is on your lap. So that means the Ram Nam we have been chanting, we have been trying to associate ourselves with it, and then followed by Arati, followed by prayer, and then Arati, and then this Pradakshina, and then finally we are pleading with him, make us to see you. Though I say that I am seeing, I have not seen, I see only others. I don't see you, but let me please, by telling, Gunaropana, there is another method. They say, though I have not become that, by superimposing that on me, I try to become that. Gunaropana. In front of everybody, suppose a person who is having some sort of cravings, some weaknesses. Suppose I say he is a man who has got perfect self-control. In front of everybody, the person may definitely feel, I don't have any self-control. But here in the midst of everybody, I am named as, so I have to keep up, I may fail, I may forget. There are many stories where the transformation has taken place. So probably Mataji wanted that to be introduced so that we are reminded of the ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal of all these? I must be able to see him in everybody. The one in me is the one everywhere. So with that, then the three mantras, Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Reaffirmation, and then we are prostrating before the Nirguna Nirakara Swarup, Anandakanta Sachidananda Purna Brahma Purushottama. That is very important. Purushottam Papa. Purushottam Papa is the both, no? It is not merely this form. And that is how the morning session, 5 o'clock to nearly 12:45, it goes on. So when we try to join the program, previously without knowing also we were getting some joy, but with this background there will be an additional joy. And the effect is, even now when we are not doing it, when we are thinking about it, we derive the joy. If we are just mechanically chanting it, it will be there at that time. But even in your room when you go back, something of it will keep on coming to you, and you will be associating with God thought, surrender aspect, reverence for the Guru, faith in the Namajapa, and some aspects about the Saguna and Nirguna. In the when we do this Pradakshina, Mataji has also included this Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari Sridharam Madhavam the Janaki Nayakam. So the all the for a change, she also brings out all the Saguna Aradhana Krama. These are some of the names of the deities whom we normally bow down. We go to their temple. We have been habituated to go to their temple, develop devotion and faith in them. It is not ruled out here. Mataji had also developed faith in deities early. She was able to get over from that. Papa mentions in God experience, first we develop a devotion toward the Murti, deity. The real purpose is we are getting attached to so many things outside. From there we take the mind and attach it to the Murti. And later on we try to go beyond the Murti. So it is valid, 100% valid. And we have also used to read the biographies of Mahatmas. Just now we narrated the Guruvayoorappan, where the Bhakthottamas are God realized saints. They have had the darshan of the ultimate reality through that form, and it is staying with them for 24/7. They communicate, they talk, they have a dialogue with him, they have total faith in them. There is no time when they are away. And to them, the world is nothing but he and he only. So when we try to go back to Namdev, Tukaram, Mirabai, Purandardas, when we go through their renderings, we find each one had a deity, and the deity to them, not unlike us. We also go to the temple. The deity is there only for a few minutes. We have a photo in our puja room. When we go there for a few minutes, beyond that we don't do that. Beyond that our me and mine is dominating us. And initially when we go there only when the me and mine want some prop, some support, something to progress. Then in the morning when we go to the puja room, we worship. We go to the temple and worship. That is our connection with him. Only when we are in need of it. The other day we were sharing, Sai Baba, Shirdi Baba's words. I give them what they want so that one day they will come and ask me what I want to give them. So by that, it is very clear the deity worship or the personal worship has validity. One day we will remember. Every time you make me to pray to you, sometimes you grant me, sometimes you don't grant me, but that does not stop me from again asking you, but I have never asked you what you want to give me. So these are all benefits from deity worship, image worship. So Mataji, seeing we are coming from different segments, different backgrounds, so not the Nirguna Nirakara aspect only, the Saguna Sagara aspect also is included in that Pradakshina slokas. It is all comprehensive. Papa Mataji's approach is all comprehensive. And in the previously, prior to COVID, in the evening we had Bhagavad Gita session, chanting evening. Somebody will come and we remember Govinda Bhatt used to come, children used to come from the school and they will chant. And then the evening program. Evening program also the same thing. And in between, till 1988 it was not there. From 1988 onwards, Nama chanting in the Samadhi Mandir was started, giving an opportunity for the devotees to take part in the Nama chanting. And definitely once in a year, we will have Nama Saptah. And the importance of Nama in our spiritual journey is emphasized through Nama Japa. So later on, in the Samadhis of Puja Mataji, Puja Swamiji, still it is now going on, half an hour gents, half an hour ladies. Morning 6 o'clock it starts, evening 6 o'clock it ends. And after that people go for meal, and 7th, again evening, night session, 6:30. In the meantime, Hanuman Chalisa will be, even if there is only one person, he will render it.
Swamiji, reading session in the evening, 6:15.
Reading session previously was, now it is 3:30, 4:30. Previously here,
Swamiji, Bhajan Hall, we read 6:15 to 6:30.
previously the practice was, after the 9:30, on those days, the night arati will be over by 9:30. After 9:30, Mataji wanted everyone to go with some words of wisdom of Papa. So the book will be beautifully covered with a cloth, and we take it religiously from there, and we start reading at 9:30. That is how the reading session was there. Nobody will be there. And especially Prasad distribution also will be there. So immediately after the Arati, people will be busy going and taking Prasad, and then they go back to there. So a stage comes after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, there will be none there. So when this was allotted to us, sometime during the 90s, the person who was reading it was not there. So we went and told Swamiji, we can read it as well in our room. So why should, okay, we will stop. Then the reading was shifted to, we will have satsang session, Swamiji, okay. Then we requested Puja Swamiji to come. Previously, when we were coming here from 64, there will be always a 2:30 to 3:30 session in Ramana building, where Madhuranji will be reading, Swamiji will be sitting, and one devotee or two devotees may come and sit. They will be hearing. That was also there. So this is from 90s, after Puja Mataji's Mahasamadhi. In our present library, that was the office room. We were using it for typing out letters. So there we arranged the satsang session every day. Whether it was 4 to 5, 3:30 to 4:30, we don't remember. And then all devotees will be sitting like this. Puja Swamiji will be there. And then somebody will raise questions. And then Puja Swamiji will answer. That is how the session started. It slowly moved to the Satsang hall, near to our Ramaswamy building. Previously, we did not have anything there. Then this was also constructed. It was an open ground. Then we had some pandal. Then because the people, then we started this reading session, taking up any text and reading, no interaction.
Swamiji, morning 9:30 also used to be there. Swamiji used to do that.
Sachidanand Swamiji time, 9:30 also morning something they used to read.
Not regular. Sometime. These are all the set ones. In between, there may be something new. Because Swamiji was purely busy with so many things. He will have in Ramana building only, mostly. Whenever he wants to consult Mataji or whenever Mataji calls him, he goes there. Otherwise, this was not there. Now, at 6 o'clock, Hanuman Chalisa and reading is there. One portion or something like that. At least symbolic, that is there. And nowadays it is 3:30 from the Satsang hall. We shifted to something, I think once it was very heavily raining. Then the reading session got shifted to, because this was supposed to be a Mount Mandir, no other thing. Somehow, then we thought, projector. So it happened now that the satsang session is conducted here in the Centenary Hall. Centenary Hall was also built only in 2003. Before that, this was not here. And then, so have we covered everything? Start thinking. No, it is not that whether we cover or not. Whether we have got some idea about.
Chain plant is chain plant. Here.
Yes?
After Pradakshina, we used to sing Alin Lotangana.
Galina Lotangana.
Correct. I did not mention because I don't know the Marathi.
And Marathi is a beautiful language.
It's a beautiful language. What to do?
Where is the heaven?
Because it is beautiful because without knowing we were hearing for 10, 15 years. And wherever we are, we will be drawn definitely to Ramnam session and Arati session. We will not leave. Something will well up in our heart. The whole thing that even we used to, the steps also will go along with it while doing pradakshina. It is so thrilling, you are right. Whether we know it or not, some background will be there. We are glorifying the Guru or God. That is there.
Yes, Swami.
Yeah. So these are all the things by which.
When we sing that Sada Sarvada Yoga, that makes us very happy.
So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will try to bring it. Some portion from the Danya Danya Ho, some portion from Vishnu Sahasranam. Okay. Guru Sthiti, yes. 1 or 2 samples we will do that. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram